Hey everybody, welcome to Review Time with Islip. I'm Islip, and today we're going to take a look at Grand Raijin, which is the trailer slash the most of the super mode for Power Master Optimus Prime slash God Jinrai, or Super Jinrai, excuse me. So this is the box it came in. That's what it's going to look like when you get the whole thing. The whole thing hasn't been released yet, just the trailer. For some reason they did it backwards. You could read that if you want to. I actually haven't read it myself. So in the box you get instructions, you get the extra bits and baubles, which I have no idea where they disappeared to. Oh, there they are. You get bits and baubles, extra faces, a different head, shoulder and arm thingies. You get a cutout of the vehicle mode, which I have put together with a bit of painter's tape, so it's not in the best shape. And the reason you get that is to go along with the main component, Raijin, which, if you change the letters around, it says Jinrai, except with a J instead of a G. So yeah, you get this piece to add on to simulate the extra cab bit. Yeah, so now's a good time to introduce the second review in this review, which is turn that around, which is a 3D printed cab by a guy by the name of Jimmy Hauser. And it's a few components. He prints it. It's printed in resin, and it's like, if you look, it doesn't have a lot of the telltale marks that it was 3D printed. It's painted. It's got chrome. It doesn't come in bits. You get it basically all together. I took it apart just because. So you take this bit and this bit and you put it together. Now keep in mind, this piece here is a separate piece, so sometimes it comes off. I crazy glued mine back on. So you got most of the cab mode. You also get these, which actually come attached. They don't come disattached. I took them off. You can take them off if you need to for the transformation, if you want to. And then you've got, it's just a 3D printed plate that hooks onto the front of the truck mode. Actually, I'll bring in, come here. Here is the original official Power Master Optimus Prime, and he actually has it down pretty good. He somehow measured it so that this thing would fit into the whatchamacallit. It even has a trailer hitch, so you can actually, if you wanted to, you could take your original one and hitch it to here, although it'll look a little weird because it's out of scale, but the peg fits if that's something you want to do. Actually, it doesn't look that bad, really. But yeah, you just take this guy, plug it in there, and there you got the a temporary or permanent addition to this set. It works really well. It wasn't cheap, not gonna lie. The wheels don't turn, but since this is usually something that'll be on your shelf and not something that you're going to be rolling around anyway, it doesn't really matter. Now let's go ahead and we're gonna raise this camera up a bit so you can see more of the details. This thing looks really nice. I kind of wish it wasn't in gray plastic, but the original toy was in gray plastic. It wasn't in the silverish, gunmetal-ish color that the version that I've got the Toys R Us reissue. It has better colors than the original one does, but this one matches the original, and it looks really, really nice. You can take these, you can rotate them around. They're on a little arm, and they also come off. You can put them straight up if you want to do that. Have them back here if you want to have it this way instead. The guns up here obviously come off, and you actually have space in the back. This actually opens up, and let's lower this back down again. And you've got space enough to put another figure, albeit maybe a Headmaster Junior sized figure, because that won't fit. But there's quite a bit of space in there. I don't know if we can. I'm trying to turn it, but this thing is so bloody long. Hold on. There we go. And now you can see way inside there. So it does have an opening where you can, if you wanted to, you could probably just take the weapons and stick the weapons inside if you didn't want the weapons on the outside. I mean, this actually makes a pretty convincing trailer cam. Let me go ahead and get this over here. Give me a second. So if you take these off, it still looks like a G1 Optimus Prime, like even more than I think the original one, the original Power Master Optimus did. Actually, I have that right there. If I took all the bits off, yeah. Because if you look at it, it still has, like, this has a bit of gaps. Like, it just has mostly up here. But I mean, if you look at it like this, and maybe tilt the camera so everybody can see everything, that looks, let's take that off. That almost looks like a G1 Optimus Prime, like a G1 before he became Power Master Optimus Prime. So it looks really good. It's on rubber wheels. So all of this is panels that fold and flip and do lots of stuff. You'll see later on. I'm not doing transformations. This is just not happening. I don't know if anybody's done transformation on screen because it's just really difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's not overly difficult, but it's fiddly. Yeah, that's what it is. It's fiddles. There's too many fiddlies in it. So, yeah. But I mean, it's honestly an odd way to release your figure, to have it where it's just the trailer first and then the main figure that's supposed to go along with it. Let's fold these down. These help keep it up off the ground. Not the best, but it still kind of does its job. But it is a very weird way to release your figure. Either release it all together or release the core robot first and then the trailer. To me, that seems to be obvious, but KFC did it a different way, and it's not bad. It's actually a really good trailer. I like it. It's just weird that it doesn't come with a vehicle. So, this was, like I said, I got it off of eBay from a guy named Jimmy Hauser. I think TM Reviews did a little video on that, and that's how I found out about it. It is pretty expensive. You can also go a cheaper way and get, like, it's just like the front here and some other little bits to make it look like it's the whole truck, but it's not. to fit on, but you can't do the truck mode here. It's only for the robot mode. So if you're not gonna have it in truck mode and only in robot mode, you can get the cheaper version. This is $80. I'm not gonna lie, that little thing is $80. That was $200. So it was a little expensive, but it was resin printed. It was custom painted. I mean, there was a lot of work. I mean, the fact that he was able to get the measurements so well, he did an amazing job. He did an amazing job with this little thing. So I think it was worth the money, especially to go with my figure. Like, I like the trailer. It does all the things that the Jinrai Power Master Optimus Prime trailer is supposed to do, although not always the best, and you'll see in the next part what I'm talking about. But definitely the vehicle mode and the robot mode are really good. I have some gap issues, but that's me not quite getting it, and also kind of rushing it because I've only got a certain amount of time to do this. So yeah, let's get on to the next part. Here is the Grand Raijin in his base mode, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it was not fun trying to get this thing into its base mode, and it sucks. It does. I mean, it sucks. Things don't go together the way they're supposed to. You do everything the way the the instructions tell you to do it, and things don't line up right. I got one side that's higher than the other. The guns should be up there, and those should be down there, but according to the honestly, I don't like it. I mean, it looks more like the G1 version does, if I'm honest. I don't know if I can't get both of them into the shot. Let's move over a bit. And yeah, so the G1 version honestly does the job way better. Just way better. So you can still, if I had Raijin, he could still stand behind the whatchamacallit. I've got this can park right there, just like you can do the same thing with the original. So, well, you normally could, but there's too much stuff there. So, it does the base mode. I just honestly, it was, out of all the modes, it was the hardest and weirdest to do. Now you can put the little things, the forearm things on there if you want to. That's for this mode, but when you go to truck mode, it's just not going to look good. So that said, let's go on to the robot mode. So here is Grand Raijin, or the trailer for Grand Raijin in his its super mode, or Power Master Optimus Prime, well, super mode really, or Super Jinrai. So again, this is only the trailer you get with this. You don't get anything else. They give you this little cardboard cutout piece to fill it in, and I mean, it really ain't doing it for me. And that's where this comes in. So we're gonna swap it out. Now, again, in case I forget to tell you, I got this off of eBay from a guy named Jimmy Hauser. And this is 3D printed, but it's resin 3D printed, so it doesn't have a lot of those, like if you look, you don't see a lot of those little lines across and everything. It's pretty nice, pretty smooth, painted nicely. It's nice. So give me a second. We're going to go ahead and swap this out. Actually, I don't know why I said give me a second. Like, I'm just not just gonna do this. Let's move this over. Get the little. I mean, it was nice of them to do this, I guess. You know, I'm not sure why they didn't just release Raijin first, but hey, you know, released the trailer first, and it's doing its job, I guess. Let's extend that out further. This comes into here. I'm doing this wrong. I'm doing this as if this was the other one, the power base. This isn't power base. This is completely different. This goes in this way. Picks have to stand on the sides there, which I can't show you because there we go. And it goes like that. Bring this over, and I have, in case you're wondering, the head will not do that automatically. I removed the screw that holds the head in because you get an extra head to swap it out with, and it's just easier to do if you're so there, and that looks so much better. As you can plainly see, that looks ridiculously better. So we'll just give a 360 with that in. It's pretty nice. Grand Raijin is actually pretty posable. Now, there's one issue I have with this so far, and it's an issue that it looks like everybody else has at the moment. And I don't know if it'll be an issue that's rectified when you get the actual real piece, but for some reason, this piece here does, never mind, mine is staying, okay, it unclipped now, but it was actually staying pretty good. Shouldn't have messed with it, but for the most part, it's very hard to get that piece to stay the way it's supposed to. Usually you can just get it there and it looks fine without it properly clipped in, but like, I don't know what's up with the clips. I don't know if they just didn't make the clips big enough or long enough, or if the actual cab that comes, the official guy, will have something different that this one doesn't. But yeah, it's a pretty nice looking Power Master Optimus Prime. I'll bring his head in closer so you can see what his, zoom, focus, it looks really good. It looks like Optimus Prime. The only problem is his eyes are not supposed to be blue, they're supposed to be red. And you get different face plates. So let me go ahead and swap them out. This head doesn't screw together, thankfully. So it's just easy enough to just pry it open and swap out the plates, and also put in whatever battery you need, which apparently isn't in here because this thing doesn't turn on, does it? Yeah, it doesn't turn on, so it doesn't have a battery in it. I'm afraid to mess with it, to be honest with you, so I'm not even gonna try. Okay, and there we have. Are you focused? You're not focused, or is it just my eyes that are not focused? My eyes are not focused. We have without a faceplate, kind of almost Orion Pax-ish as far as the IDW Orion Pax, not the G1 Orion Pax. But it does look a little bit Orion Paxy. So the difference between the two is that this one has light piping. So it has light piping for the light up gimmick, whereas this one is light pipe too. So there is a difference. The face is molded slightly differently, but it has the same expression. The eyes are just bigger, and yeah, so. But that's not the head I use anyway. I use this one. This is the one I use. Now, when you get it, his eyes are not going to be red. I painted mine red with nail polish because his eyes in the comic and the toys are red. So, and you can pull off the front of his head, and he's got the the dead or dying Power Master Optimus Prime face. It's not colored in, which kind of sucks, but at least it's there. You know, maybe one day when I have the time, I'll do it. Let me go ahead and screw this head in, because this is the head. This is the head I prefer with my Grand Raijin. I have power bases, so I have my Jinrai if I want it. And honestly, I like that look way better. With the way that's in there and with the way his legs are, you can't see what I'm saying because it's blurry. With the way his legs are, I think this looks better. So let's move him back, and just moving back this much, and then we'll do, how about we do articulation. So the head can look left and right, can kind of look up and down a little bit. Arms can, let's take this out, rotate 360 on a really strong ratchet, so strong that the guns tend to pop out when you move it. Too bad they didn't adopt the rail system that Fans Hobby did, but hey. Goes out, and back, double jointed, but it doesn't really get you very much. Rotates here, rotates here. Is it double jointed? Single jointed, my bad. But there is 2 rotations. Hands rotate, fingers all articulate as they should. As a matter of fact, these over articulate. Like you can splay the hands out, which is something that you normally can't do with most robots. So he's got really expressive hands. Waist rotates, also super duper ab crunch. Like, yeah, that's breaking scope, but it does make having him kneel down and stuff, it makes it work. So we've got that. We've got this piece here that falls down because the only thing holding it up is the gunman. That's kind of the way the original G1 toy was, so I can't really be that mad at it. Let's move the arm. We have ow! We have, woo! Like that. His legs are heavy as die cast in them, so the ratchets aren't really that strong there, but I mean, at least it holds them up. There's a over there, in and out. It does rotate. The knees bend about that far, and the feet do that. I don't know if you can see it, but they don't go forward and backward. But this plate does move if you need it to. So you get a whole lot of articulation. Wow, actually there's even left and right on the ab crunch. So you get a lot, all things considered. And he balances better than Power Baser does, if I'm honest with you. Speaking of, let's let's get your arms in a neutral position. Bring out Power Baser real quick. I said real quick, come on, there we go. Let's see, is everybody in position? It's hard to tell because, again, I was not where I normally am. But yeah, so you can see how much of a size difference there is with him. Here he is with the original Power Master Optimus Prime. And you can see that's where a lot of the cues for Jimmy Hauser's truck came in. This is how I'm going to have him. I'm going to get the other cab. But if I'm honest, it's gonna always this way lets me do the super robot and the regular robot together. So That's how I'm gonna do it. You can do it how you want to do it. But you also get some extra bits. You get these double shoulder thingies. So if you decide you do want, if you do want Raijin to look like the comic book Power Master Optimus Prime, that helps out a whole lot. Because in the comic book he has two of these things. Unfortunately, well, these come off. So if you decide you don't want these little triangle thingies and you just want to have, you know, where you can put the, what do you call it, the Autobot insignia, you can. But since I want him to look like the comic book version, I'm just going to leave those on. And there we go. And you can transform with these double postings on. He also gets these things for his forearms that I'm not honestly sure where they came from, but if you put them in, I'm not going to put them in because if you put them in, they're really hard to get out. And when you transform them into his vehicle mode, you got to get something to stick in there. I don't want to scratch the paint or plastic or whatever. So I'm not going to put these bits on until I'm at a place where I am ready to have him just in his one mode. Then I'll do it. But he's got a lot of options as far as the bits and bobs go. So we're going to wrap things up. Should you get this figure, that all depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking to get, also how much you're willing to pay, because I think you can get, I think I got Power Baser for like 200. Yeah, I think it was 200 for Power Baser when I got him. And this guy, the trailer part, this part that you see here minus the truck part, was $200 by itself. And the cab part, the Jinrai part, the smaller robot version that fits in here and combines with here, that's going to cost $159 by itself, I believe. So that's all up to you how much you're willing to pay. I honestly, I wasn't even sure I was going to get the other part, especially after I got so the truck bit was expensive. I'm not going to lie. It was $79. But it is not a purchase I regret. I got this a few months ago, but it's not a purchase that I regret. The little truck. This is basically a double review. So Jimmy Hauser did a great job on it. He painted it up. It's not like you get it and it's flat plastic, and it's painted it up. It's got chrome on it. It's amazing. It looks great. So I think it's worth it. So that said, I'm iSlip. Thanks for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully this will come out a little bit. I'm having a little issue with my iPhone where it has been making things kind of dithered and speckly for some reason, and I don't know why. Like, I did a video before this and I did 3 parts. 2 parts of it were fine, and then the part with the super robot was all speckly. So yeah, that said, I'm iSlip. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, you know what? Before I go any further, let's zoom out just a little bit. I keep forgetting to do this. Here he is with a Voyager Headmaster Junior size. Headmaster from that one's from Vans Hobby. And yeah, he is pretty big. I'm not gonna lie, he is about 14 inches, maybe 15. He's pretty big. So he will, if you put him on a shelf, you need a tall shelf, because standing, he's really thin though, so he's not going to take up that much real estate if you got him standing. But as far as shelves are concerned, he is a bit tall. I usually on my shelf have to have him kind of ducking down because he's just really tall. That said, I'm Isaac. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and